Hey everybody! Getting all set up for a live stream here real quick. Maybe. Okay. Are you in? Moderator? As usual, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Randy at Randy Vaughn, his YouTube channel, that's what it is. Hey, for moderating for me, because he's awesome. There you are, baby. So, first things first, in this video, we are going to draw for our Patron prize winner. The winner will receive this sculpted house. Hey Don, how's it going? And so I'm so excited to see who wins this. So instead of rolling the dice the way we normally do, because I would be rolling the dice close to 300 times. Hey Crystal, I've pulled up a random number generator. Just let me find a thing. Hey Skylar in Kentucky. What? 504, there's an error. What? What's 404? What's the difference? Oh, the little robots all just busted to pieces. Come on, what are you doing? Hey, in Minnesota. So what we're going to be doing, for those of y'all who just came in, like I'm going to kind of let it, like 5 minutes in, I've got to do a couple more things on the computer to get everything not weird. Ugh. Very hot in Ontario today. We're going to be drawing, just water and ice. It's like, it's kind of warm here today. Can I sculpt with paper clips? Excuse me. I've actually seen paper clips used quite a bit in traditional clay sculpting, where the clay might be a little bit softer than what it is with polymer clay for like removing pieces. But paper clips are cheap, so it's definitely worth the experimentation. I'm going to be doing a random number generator drawing for... There's a naked mannequin? Which one? There's a lot of naked mannequins. I guess I'll flip her over. Will that be less offensive? You can still see boobs, but they're inverted boobs. Hey, Valerie. Make a wire frame. Yeah, definitely. Excuse me. I think I'm dying to death of allergies today, you guys. Okay. Random number generator. Susan, I would love to know how to organize my craft space too. Let me do this random number drawing, and then we will talk about a little bit about organization. So I have everybody's names printed out to participate in the giveaways for everybody who's kind of new to this. How's the stream? Is it going well? Is it just lagging? Okay. If you pledge $1 or more, it puts your name in the hat to win our fairy houses. If you can hear me, if you're having problems with buffering, try just refreshing the page. Sometimes live streams can get a little glitchy. Do you have it set up on there? Okay, could you double check it? I'm checking it right now.
Do I need to double check it, or are you checking it?
I'm double checking it. Okay, yeah, sorry for the lag, everybody. That's just part of the beast. I guess we have to go to space first for y'all to see the, the everything. I'm just getting a few things set up for the random number generator, and then we'll know who wins our patron prize, you guys. Like, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh, take forever, internet. You are killing me. Sorry. I'm a little impatient today. Hey, Annette. Dawn asks if I solder. I haven't. I've tried unsuccessfully lots of times. but never, like, I feel like with proper instruction, proper tools. So, and also that was like 6 years ago was the last time I tried. So I think I should try again though. Okay, I've got the random number generator up. It's between 1 and 242. Let's see who wins. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. Okay, generate. 140. Let's see who won. And John Klatt is our winner. He's one of our $5 patrons. That really helps putting your name in the hat 5 times. Congratulations, John. I'll send you a message at the end of the live stream letting you know that you won, and then I'll ship it off to you promptly. So let's get to the questions. La la la. Onia Pleasance asks, where do I buy my bent nose pliers? Well, one of them I got, the ones with the real petite tips. I got it, oh, what's the name of that place in Springfield? Touchstone Beads in Springfield, Missouri. And then the other pair I got, I don't know, like 10 years ago. If you guys are having problems with it, like buffering and stuff, try refreshing your screen. Hey, Chris. And there was another question about sculpting with paper clips using, hey, Heather, thank you. Oh, what was I saying? I got all distracted. Yeah, sculpting with paper clips for like the armatures and for like frames and stuff. I don't see why not, though I would recommend probably going with uncoated paper clips. Is it buffering over there for you, honey?
Not too much.
It might be y'all's internet a little bit. We're very windy today, which sometimes the weather kind of messes up. Thank you so much, Heather, for your contribution. You're awesome. I'm really glad you like what we're doing here.
Someone asked, how was your weekend and the convention?
Ooh, the question is, how was our weekend and how was the convention? And oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. It was just so cool. First and foremost, the gentleman who puts on Anime, this sentence is false. The gentleman who puts on Anime St. Louis, I don't know, they're just being silly, I think. Puts on the best convention we ever go to in almost 10 years. Anime St. Louis is consistently well organized, well run, just a joy to be at. He has an excellent taste in like venues and all sorts of stuff. So it's, from a vending perspective, it was phenomenal. We did really well, even though I have very little inventory right now. Like, we actually brought in a couple of friends to put out some of the stuff that they've made to help fill up both of our 10x10s, which we've never, really had room to do that before, but we were like sparse. And somehow we still managed to sell a ton of stuff. So I'm definitely going to have to get to work on making bunches of inventory, which leads me into, we are closing custom orders for probably the next month. You can still buy stuff off of our website, but I can't take on any more custom orders. I'm backlogged by about almost 2 months at this point, which is really, I've never been this far behind in my whole life. So until I get kind of caught up, you can still send me an email and we can kind of work that out. But I'm not if you want something custom, just know it's going to be a little bit, a hot minute. And I have comments turned off over here if you could help me keep up with that. I'm going to mark this person's name before I forget. John Klatt. I'm jealous of you, John Klatt.
Someone says, I'm shopping now. I'm trying to decide about a backyard for our garden and our fur babies. Suggestions, i.e. sun, shade, general?
The question, excuse me, it's that bug that I accidentally inhaled in the parking lot. The question is pertaining to what to kind of look for whenever you want to have a garden and different things in your backyard of your house. And I would recommend full sun as much as possible because you can make your own shade. But for the most part, most fruiting and vegetable plants really enjoy some good full sun. But like I said, you can make shade like for your chicken coop or your rabbit tree or anything that you have going on like that. But looking more closely at, is it flat? Is it sloped? Is it kind of, is it sloped north to south or east to west? I mean, these things are going to make some differences. If you can kind of poke around a little bit and like go maybe after it's rained and see if there's anywhere that the water's pooling, those are things that are really going to affect the garden that you put in. But also, most of these things can be worked around either by doing like terraced gardens or by doing raised beds, or I mean just all sorts of stuff. But if I could have my pick of it, I would go with full sun and slightly sloped so the drainage is okay, but not all of my soil is washing away. Good feng shui kind of stuff. So also, we have a package that came in the mail that I want to open. I can't show you guys too much because it has her dress on it. But I think that this is the package from Pamela. Patricia? Let me see. I have her name written down. Any other questions, you guys, while I'm going?
I want to say thank you for introducing me to leatherworking and chainmail. What would you recommend?
Can you speak up a touch?
I would recommend to beginners. Also, have you ever tried connecting scale mail or chainmail to a corset?
Okay. Give that to me one at a time.
Thank you for introducing me to leatherworking and chainmail.
Like, just the question.
Okay.
Did you have it written down?
Yeah, and then I deleted it.
Oh no. Okay, well the question is, I love your videos, keep them coming, please.
What would you recommend to beginners? Also, have you ever tried connecting scale or chainmail to a corset?
The question is, what kind of chainmail would I recommend to beginners? And that's spiral chain, 4-in-1, Byzantine. All of those give you a really good grasp of kind of like weaving things together repetitively without like throwing too much on you at once. You can also start with just like 1 chain, and then here in the next couple of days, it's still in the editing process, but Japanese weave, like the different oriental weaves, or ring mail, there's a bunch of different names for it, but it's very simplistic and straightforward as well. And then the second part of the question was, have I attached chainmail or scale mail to corsets? And the answer is I have, and I loved it. Like what I did was I actually just did like scale strips. Very, very similar in concept to like this right here, only they were much longer. And I just did a hem of scale strips around on the bottom edge of the corset, and it had a really nice effect. Now, either if you're sitting like on like folding chairs at a convention, it can get kind of complicated sitting with all of those scales like kind of swishing around because you can get tangled up pretty easily. But other than that, I think it worked out really well. Okay. And this is a package from Plethora by Zenta. This is their card. Shameless friend promotion. Go check them out. And the note says, I started wire wrapping a month ago when I saw one of your videos. I know I have a business and it's going well. Thank you for inspiring me. Enclosed is real beetle wings and some amethyst beads. I would like to see what you create with them. Thank you, Zenta. Well, thank you so much, Zenta. I'm going to open it and ogle it now. It's always nice to get to network with other artists and stuff and kind of share the love. I can't get the baggie open. There it goes. These are beautiful little briolets. Look at those beads, everybody. So cool. So pretty. The lighting in here is doing like no good, like bad lighting. But I want to see these beetle wings. Is there another question?
Oh yeah, there's 3.
Okay, keep them coming.
What are you doing your live feed on YouTube? What broadcasting pod?
Okay, the question is, how am I live streaming? Beetle wings. The way that I'm live streaming is just with my phone. You go to the YouTube app and it has like record or go live. And so that's what I click. I had streamed before through YouTube Gaming, but back then it would like keep knocking me out of the camera. So this way, I mean, there's still like buffering and stuff, but it's a little bit more direct. Next question.
Next question. Are there any books you would recommend?
Books like...
I guess for crafting.
Oh, for crafting? So I was like, I like books. Timeless Wire Weaving by Lisa Barth is probably hands down like the most, for weaving, the best book I've come across, because all the techniques that you learn from there, like you can apply in so many different ways. So, and there are really lots of good pictures and everything. Look at these beetle wings, you guys. It's so iridescent and beautiful. Oh, I love them. And durable, it seems. They made it completely unscathed through the shipping. Next question.
How would you price your work to sell based on material costs, time, and labor, and overhead charges?
Okay. This is a complicated question. The question is, how do I price my work based on material cost, time, labor, and overhead expenses? I've said before, and this still rings pretty true, if something cost me $5 to make, I will not sell it for less than $15. If you're selling online and like on Etsy, so it takes out like fees and different things, maybe tack on like $1 or $2 to kind of compensate for that. But in our business with the booth, we don't look at the necessary profit margin per piece sold so much as we look at the overall profit margin of kind of our month by month. This is how much we spent on materials, booth registration fees, different things like that, and this is how much we made in sales. And then we compare those, and we try to keep our prices high enough that everything's pretty well generally covered, and we're making, you know, at least a keystone profit, which is like if we invest $500, we want to make at least $1,000. So I hope that makes sense. But then, you know, also we want to price our stuff low enough that we do keep those sales reliably consistent enough that we can be like, okay, well next month we have 2 shows, so I'm going to spend like $1,000 on materials this month to beef us up. And I mean, I only really place material orders that large, like previously like 3 times a year. Now we're doing it almost once a month to try to keep up with y'all's custom orders, which I don't mean to, but it's, I've got to get my head on straight so I can keep up with this. But it's, we've, in the past 2 months, we placed almost 3 or 4, like $400 or $500 orders for like getting more wire and like selling rings and stuff. So it's a very big, complicated picture, but in the most simplistic of terms, charging 3 times as much as you've monetarily invested in it is a good starting point. And then from there you can be like, well, this took me half an hour, so I'll just leave it at 15. Or it could be something that you spent $5 on materials, but it took you 8 hours to make, in which case no one can judge and place value on your time better than you. So just kind of work from there. Maybe Google it, check out similar items on Etsy. You know, and similar, it's hard to gauge whenever it's so unique, but something that looks like similar mass of materials and similar intricacy. And kind of just gauge from there. That's the hardest part, is because and that's an argument that Randy and I have not an argument, but like we butt heads pretty frequently, because I always try to price lower than he thinks I should, and he always wants to price higher than what I think we should. So fortunately we're able usually to compromise and meet in the middle and still sell it. So Next question.
Has anyone made the adventure of Amber booking?
Next question.
How about gift certificates to your suppliers? That way you can get what you want.
Are they talking about like for... Okay, next question.
With my business, I was so dry on sales till I did the dragon eye necklace that I did, and that sold and brought out more the other things that I have made, so thank you.
Excellent. Someone was commenting on the dragon eyes really helped kind of be that little push to help their sales pick up, and then all of their other stuff started selling more too. So I'm really glad that that's worked out for you. Because it can be kind of hard sometimes, and we were really lucky to have something that was very eye-catching in our booth, and the dragon eyes certainly are eye-catching. So they get people to stop, even though they might not necessarily buy the dragon eye. It brings them to your shop, it brings them to your website, and then they start browsing a little bit more. So sometimes it's good to have a really kind of outlandish showcase piece that really brings people in.
Is what was your biggest struggle when you were first starting to sell? The best piece of advice for someone starting to sell.
The question is, what was our biggest struggle when we were first starting to get into selling? And that was the hardest thing, was to not give up. Like, would you say so?
Yeah.
Because you're pouring, I mean, every free minute of your life, even if it's like, it's not even free time, you're just completely obsessively devoting yourself to something, and you want to see an immediate return on that. And sometimes you spend $500 to be somewhere and you make $50. Like, not $50 profit, just $50. Like, that's hard and it hurts, because like, money is great when you have a bunch of it, but whenever you don't have as much as you need, like that, it's like, crap, what are we gonna do now? And you don't want to go into debt over what you're doing, and it's just like, it can be really hard. But be patient, both with yourself and with your client base, and just patience, persistence. Like, don't give up. As long as it's bringing you joy, or it's something that you still want to achieve, keep at it, because it really took about 3 years, and it was a hard 3 years. But for Randy and I to really start turning the profit doing our business full time, and that's because, like, sorry, excuse me, I don't know, it's allergies or something today. Sorry, I just brain farted and got distracted. What was I saying? It took 3 years for Randy and I to really start turning a profit. And prior to that, we were still keeping our bills paid. We were still kind of staying fed. We ate a lot of rice and bologna for 3 years. And so, but until we actually, but it's all the money that we would make was constantly being poured back into the business to get into more shows, bigger, better, to maintain the vehicle, to get a new vehicle or a new used vehicle. But there's always something new. And then it took 3 years of us constantly investing until we hit a plateau of, okay, we have everything that we need display-wise, we've beefed up our, and we've got the ball rolling. And then it's just kept on going from there. And we've still expanded and stuff since then, but that not giving up was the hardest part, long story short.
How many years did you start your crafting?
I don't understand.
I guess, how long have you been crafting?
The question is, how long have I been crafting? And professionally, I've been crafting for 9 years, but I've always, like, you can ask my siblings, I've always been, like, mega artsy-fartsy. Like, that's every birthday and Christmas, it was, like, Crayola, marker and crayon boxes, and, paint by numbers, and cross-stitch, and, all sorts of stuff. So I always, I loved my dolls, because I would make little houses and stuff out of cardboard, and it's just, I just like creating things, I think. And then, as an adult, I really like making money for creating things, and kind of I create way more than what I personally need, so selling it was something that was just a natural extension. There was a question about how to handle charging family and friends.
I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Like your wire wrapping, suppliers need gift card or certificate. I guess they mean like read 'em on or whatever.
I still don't know what they're asking.
I guess instead of
I'm not really worried about that.
Okay. Next question. I found it difficult to charge family and friends. What is your advice on that?
The question is for family and friends to charge them. They pay the same price as everybody else. If they're a friend that's in like whenever we were getting into this, all of our friends were like college age kids just like us. So we'd be like, well, you have a birthday, you have a, happy Friday. And so it's like, but that's entirely up to you. But anybody who they need to respect you and your business. They wouldn't go to Zales and be like, hey, girlfriend, can I have this for free? Like, no, you wouldn't do that. Like, I mean, I might throw in like some earrings and stuff, but we're running a business here, guys. Let's keep it professional. And so, we were really lucky that none of our family likes jewelry for the most part. And a few times some different family members would show up and like buy stuff from us at like a local craft show. But and a lot of our friends have been very supportive over the years. Laura, I'm talking about you. But it's, for the most part, it's what tag everything, and you'd be like, well, it's what's on the tag. So, but it can be hard, but just be stiff and firm, and you can do this.
When you're dragging a bracelet, what size was your cabochon?
The question is, on our Dragon Eye bracelet, what size was the cabochon that we used? And I used a 30 millimeter because it kind of fit inside the bezel a little bit. But I've seen a couple of y'all have been making some really cool Dragon Eye bracelets based off of, inspired by that tutorial, using what looks like a 40 millimeter eye, and that looks really cool. So experiment and stuff, but I like it with the 30 millimeter. So the question is, have you ever dabbled in airbrushing? I have not, but I would love to. But an airbrush machine's kind of expensive. Sorry, love. Okay.
How do you propose or prioritize your custom work and make sure you have enough time to do them as well as make inventory?
Annette, the 50 millimeter eye was used in the eye painting tutorial. In the bracelet tutorial, I used a 30 millimeter. The question is, how do I prioritize my custom work? I mostly panic and cry a lot. But no, honestly, it's if somebody pays first, usually they go first. But then also sometimes, I'm working on a piece for a lady who she's getting married, and I need to make it today. So it's but it's a smaller piece, so it's you look at who paid first, who has deadlines. So yeah, mostly panicking and crying, and being blessed with patience from the clients. And that's I've actually had to return a couple of people's payments, which was totally my fault, and they handled it really well because it's been 2 months, but it's at the same time, 2 months ago I had 5,000 subscribers, and now we're at 30. So our business has taken a huge spike in increase in both sales and custom work and just keeping up with everything. So it's that was my bad for not being able to keep up with the growth. But I'm hoping that with Randy's help and with y'all's patience, I'll be able to get my shit together and kind of be okay.
How do you, or where do you get your tags?
My tags? I really like the shark skin tags that I get in packs of 1,000. Do I even have some in here? I have the thing of it. I get these from Fire Mountain Gems once every couple of years. I get 10 packs of them. But then I also recently, from Jill, one of my friends with Wizard's Wagon, she gave me a couple of rolls of tags, but these are my favorite to use because they're small And you can put a small tag on a big piece, but you can't put a big tag on a small piece as much. And they're inexpensive. And if you write on them with Sharpie, you can even do an outdoor craft show. And your tags, everything can get all wet and gross, and your tags will still be intact. Which is nice, because you never want to have to re-tag everything after. Oh, it's a mess. The weather today, the question is about the weather. It's beautiful, but it's like mega windy. Like, I think maybe a storm's blowing in. I don't know. But, like, it's like gusty, and it's a little warm. But we have the windows open because it's such a nice breeze.
Next question is, okay, I'll try this one more time. Where do you purchase your bent nose pliers?
I hope you're hearing. I got my bent nose pliers from Touchstone Beads, but like how it looks, a couple of others have commented. Michael's, Joanne's, Hobby Lobby. It's different suppliers will carry different pliers at different times, so just shop around and find what you like best.
What's the best website for wire? Wire for wrapping. Also, what's the best website for quality gemstones?
The question is, what is the best website for wire wrapping? I personally almost only use Parawire because they are so, for the price and the resilience and durability and consistency of quality that I've experienced over the years. I'll go and like once or twice a year I'll drop like $500 on wire from Parawire, and that's all I need, and that covers the stuff that I give out in the giveaways, that covers everything that I use in our projects. And I even coil and cut some of my chainmail rings from Parawire as well. So it's like, I mean, they're really good. Let me grab a spool so I can show you guys their logo and stuff. Parawire.com. But yeah, and also their copper core for precious metals, like the semi-precious, like the sterling and silver filled and gold filled. I recommend riogrande.com. But for anything copper filled, I just go to Parawire because they also have the half round, square, and twisted wires. So it's like stuff that whenever I first started getting into wire wrapping, you couldn't get unless you were using sterling silver. So they are really great about meeting the needs of the wire wrapper.
Okay, next question is, hi Randy and Yvonne. Yvonne, where did you get the pattern for the dragon scale crochet hood you wore when your niece was visiting? I want to make one for my niece.
The question is, where did I get the pattern for the scuddy that I wore? Now I should go grab it for y'all. Okay, so this is my scuddy. It's a scarf hoodie or a scarf hood, and I didn't use a pattern. I had gone to YouTube, and where we are right now, and found a pattern on how to do, it's called crocodile stitch, was what it was called at the time. And then I just made like a long rectangle of single crochet to make the back of it, and then I made the dragon scale or crocodile stitch all the way around because I really wanted the little gnome point. And then I made it very generously long. It's way too hot to be wearing this, but I just made it long enough that it would wrap around. So that's that. And I really liked it that it folded back, and then I just use a bobby pin. I could have just done a basting stitch or something to keep it like in place, but sometimes I like to clip like flowers and feathers and stuff to my hat, so that would be where I put like a flower or something. But I'm hoping to make one of these for the giveaway, possibly in like October when it starts getting chilly again, and I'll do a video showing y'all how I made it. So
next question.
uh-huh.
any advice for someone inspired by you on starting to build a business for my own crafts and artwork?
Okay. The question is, what recommendation and advice do I have for someone who wants to start their own business? And kind of what we all do here. Don't be afraid to start small, like just having a few things in a gallery. But also don't be afraid to just go all out and go big and do like a craft show and like that's what we did. I might actually be able to, let me pull this up for y'all. This is like blast from the past. The booth pictures from our first show. I do actually. I was just looking through them the other day. I want to show you guys one of our some pictures from our very first booth setup.
Publish the video about how to make a pattern?
Not yet. I need to shoot the last little bit. As we were in St. Louis. There it is. It's loading. My computer is like so slow. It's only like a 10-year-old laptop. Okay, let me find them. This is exciting though. Our very first craft show, any show really, was the, do I have them on this computer? It's on Facebook is what it is. You're so cute, Randy. I love you so much. Just seeing you poking your head up and all these little pictures and stuff over the years, being the same kind of goofball. Okay, well, it's in one of our folders on Facebook. So I'll just share it like on the Back to Earth Creations Facebook page. Question is, will you be making and selling larger jump rings anytime soon? I would rather buy from and support you guys with my purchases. The largest jump ring that we currently sell is 16 gauge 5/16. It's this big. It's what we weave our large scale mail together with. And until I get, it's crochet. Sorry, Harley, the question about the Scuddy, it's crocheted. But you could just as easily knit the back part if you wanted. But yeah, so that's a pretty decent ring size to kind of put it into scale, so you can kind of see, for those of y'all in the metric system, it's not perfectly lined up, but it gives you an idea. But currently the drill we have, the chuck will only take this mandrel size as the largest, so everything else we make is smaller than that. But I do have larger mandrels that I would like to use. So thank you, Zephidin.
Okay, ready for the next question?
Yeah.
How do you prevent the wire from parawire from tarnishing and the copper coming out?
From tarnishing and what? The question is, how do I keep the wire from parawire from tarnishing and the copper coming out? I honestly haven't had any problems with that. Like, in some of their older silver, if you got the silver that wasn't silver plated, if you left it out with like high UV exposure, that's some serious wind, you guys. If you left it out in UV exposure, it would start to turn kind of yellowy. But currently we haven't had any problems with that. So I don't know, like, be careful not to scratch it maybe, and make sure that you are getting the, they do sell some bare copper, so make sure you're getting the enameled copper. Okay.
What color will you make the Scuddy for the giveaway?
Ooh. The question is, what color will I make the Scuddy for the giveaway? And I don't know. We might do a poll, and we'll see which one gets voted the highest. But I might also do it to where, like, do a poll on Patreon? What? I don't know. We'll see. Randy does polls on his Patreon. You're shameless.
Yes. What wire do you use to make jump rings?
The question is, what wire do I use to make jump rings? I mainly use a welding electrode aluminum. It's a bright aluminum alloy that is very like clean. You can actually see if I move this box. Those spools of wire behind the Tidy Cat litter container that is full of beads, not kitty litter. Those are the spools that I use. Dang, it's windy outside. But I also use the 18 gauge and 16 gauge para wire. Next question.
What is your favorite color and favorite flower?
Also the Annette, the enameled para wire doesn't turn your skin green. My favorite color and favorite flower, crap. That's a really hard question. I really feel like that's like asking a mom which kid is their favorite. It's like, well, it depends. In spring, my favorite flowers are hyacinths. In like summer, it's a real close tie. I don't know. I'll just go down the list. I really like hyacinths, daffodils, Asiatic lilies, gladioli. Irises are beautiful. I love some Shasta daisy, like any of them. Is it growing? I love it. And then my favorite color is like peacock or lime green or this color. I don't know. Again, is it colorful? I love it. So I'm really easygoing with that stuff. Let's go for a simpler question. Next question.
People are asking about the wire stuff.
Okay. I have a boatload of copper wire I was going to use for chainmail, but how do you keep it from turning purple green? People green. Sorry. Something that you can do if you have a bunch of uncoated copper, in addition to using like the clear nail polish, there's a product called Renaissance Wax that you can actually tumble the rings in, and it does wear off over time, but you can just keep retumbling the piece and it'll give it a little bit of a waxy coating. One of my favorite things to do though is is it for chainmail? Yeah, okay. For chainmail, you can actually just make a leather band to go underneath it and make it like a layered bracelet. That way you still get the really nice look and weight of the chainmail, but the leather is there. And actually you'll be surprised how many people don't mind turning green. So, like, I was very surprised by the amount of people who actually liked that effect from the copper.
With the enameling wire, does the enamel wear off and change your skin?
In my experience with parawire, now not all enameled wires are created equally, but with parawire, like my one necklace, which actually broke, that's why I'm not wearing it, the opalite one, I've been wearing that piece for about 6 or 7 years now. The opalite one?
8 years.
About 8 years I've been wearing that piece, and I have very acidic skin. Like, I'll eat through the enamel on like anything in like a day, except for parawire. That's held up through countless outdoor craft shows, Ren fairs, conventions, performances of me just sweating in it and stuff, and it hasn't turned me green yet. So, okay. Next question. Right on. You kill the batteries in watches. It's hilarious. Any more questions, y'all? We actually got all caught up with the questions. Update from the garden. We're putting in irrigation and getting another load of dirt today.
Yeah, you found that out this morning.
That we're putting... Yeah, as of this morning, we're putting in irrigation and getting dirt. So... Ooh, for packaging. I'm going to admit one of my guilty pleasures in life are solar LED lights. I'm currently doing the whole... I've got like sand in my eyes. What happened? Just a sec, everybody. Oh, man. Ouch. Randy. I'm dying. Help me. You're not helping me. Ouch.
Oh, look at me helping. Look at me helping.
You're doing great. Thank you. Sorry, everybody. Oh, it was my hair in my eye. Ow, it's all like red and awful. Sorry, it's gross, I guess. Oh man. Dang. That came out of nowhere.
Okay, we get questions popping up.
Okay, I like the origami style boxes. I get these from whenever I order the solar lights, but they're great for putting stuff in for shipping. For just in the booth, we use little organza bags that I get, like most things, on AliExpress. And then we use hella lots of padded envelopes. Okay. Next question.
All right. Can you do a tutorial on wire wrapping a donut bead?
Yes. The question is, can I do a tutorial on wire wrapping a donut bead? Yes, I will do that for you guys. Next question.
Next question is, what's in the drawers behind you?
Ooh. Okay, so get ready to really start judging me hard, you guys. I'm kind of a little bit of a hoarder, but I'm really good at packing all of my hoarded things into holes so that people can't tell how bad of a hoarder I am, except for that I run out of places to put stuff. So the question is, what do I have back here in these drawers? And they're like very poorly organized. I actually have a tripod for this. Give me a sec. Are there other questions that I can answer while I bare my creative soul to y'all and get judged? Probably, like, reasonably. Crescent moon chainmail pendant. I've never made that, so I have no idea. But okay, I'm gonna show you guys. We'll check it out. That like you can send me pictures of your projects on Facebook to ask for more specific advice, if you like. So this is the top drawer, and it's like a lot of my colored pencil props and stuff, like pencil sharpener. My mouse that I stole from Randy. Don't tell him it's here. Crap, he's watching this. Randy, forget what you saw. And like my pastels and some graphite pencils and some smaller sketchbooks, like kneaded eraser just in there. I don't get to play with my colored pencils nearly as much as I want. Here we have a bunch of beads. Hello, beads. So it's like, again, I'll go through like once a year probably and order a bunch of one different kind of bead from Fire Mountain Gems. And that's the only thing I don't like about these drawers, other than I have to have them zip tied together, is dust still gets in on the top of things. So it's like, even though I have all of these put away, they still accumulate dust. And then we have like, I have a bag of like feathers in my coiling gizmo and cake decorating, and another mouse I stole from Randy. Oops.
Hey, you have my second bill?
What?
You have my second?
No. Maybe. I don't know. Do you want to see it? It's this one?
Yes, I need that.
There you go. Okay, so I just freed up some space in my drawer. Do you need this?
Yes.
Okay.
What's stealing my stuff?
What? You probably just handed it to me and I lost it. Do you need this?
Probably need it.
Here you go.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
See, I had it this whole time. And then a book of sheet music for my ocarina. Like, I mean, just stuff. Like, here we have a bunch of, like, chain and beads. Like, not organized. But whenever you close the drawer, it looks organized. These are my henna cones. Like, I just recently emptied this drawer out and started filling it up again. So, those are my stepdad's headphones. Hey, Fred. And then more beads. More beads. Like, more beads. And a bunch of jingle bells. So, they're really not the pinnacle of organization. And it's honestly, I didn't buy those. I inherited them from my mom. So, it's not my ideal storage system. My ideal storage system is over here. I like shelves and these little organizer trays. because they are self-contained. I can stack and reorganize them in any kind of combination that I get inspired to do, because like twice a year I'm like, let's rearrange everything. It happens. And it also lets me pick and choose which ones I want to bring with me, so they're a lot more mobile. I can like take them to the other room or to another state. It doesn't matter. I also really like, yeah, that's basically it. Everything else is just a disaster. So, next question.
Alright, next question is.
Uh-huh.
And you'll get a kick out of this.
Oh, yeah?
What inspired you to start the Renaissance era?
I really liked Renaissance fairs.
No. The question is, what made you start the Renaissance?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Though I am going to send you to get me some more water. Pretty please. The question is, what got us into Renaissance festivals? I mean, like, I was in middle school, late elementary school. I think it was like 6th grade when Lord of the Rings came out. So I was like, elves and but I always really liked the kind of aesthetic and the fantasy of it. And then, like, in high school, my best friend Lara, like, she always went. And then, like, my other good friend, she and her family always went. And it's like, so it really got, like, it was fun. I don't know, it was fun to dress up and to see all the performances and to go, like, in a very, like, natural setting and just it be okay to be an elf. Like, I loved the Renaissance thing. I didn't get so much into the SCA, and that's because at the time, the SCAers in that part of Texas, trying to be, like, specific and vague at the same time, were kind of like, your fake English accent isn't, like, fake real enough. And it's like, and they were just really specific about, like, well, that's not hand sewn, as they say while they have their glasses and pacemaker. And it's like, you have to pick and choose your battles. And it's like, they were just, it took a lot of the fun out of it. And I understand that can happen with a lot of, like, different LARPers and stuff too, but that's why I kind of, as an adult, have had a tendency to go the more fantasy route, because it's like, it's okay to wear a spandex cotton blend, you know, or something, like, to get the effect that you want, as opposed to specifically staying historically accurate. Because I'm like, well, historically, we'd all died of the plague by now, so, you know. Next question.
Ready for a series of questions back to back?
I'm ready for a series of questions back to back. Lay it on me, love.
Best place to buy really cool, unique gemstones, natural rock pieces for a good price.
The best place to get unique and well-priced gemstones that I can recommend is, like, rock and mineral shows. Sometimes they'll have bead and button shows, but it's hard to beat getting to pick something out in person. But I personally, more often than not, either just use Fire Mountain Gems or eBay. I recommend ordering a couple of things from a bunch of different sellers and seeing which ones are truest to type. Because some of the sellers, like, whenever they get a picture of a stone, they're using, like, someone with tiny hands and, like, very specific lighting. So the stone is not as big and not as pretty as you thought it was. And then some of them are, like, very honest in their pictures and in their advertising efforts. So there's that too. And then place huge orders with them. But on eBay, it had opened up a little bit to me being able to purchase directly from the manufacturers. And some things Fire Mountain Gems still has better prices on, but some things, I mean, if you're ordering in, like, lots of 10 or more from the manufacturer, you can get really good prices. Next question.
Will you be teaching at Tandy again since the last class got canceled in the flood?
I will be teaching in Tandy, but it will be in June. And that's something that I'm going to start, like, publicly broadcasting when I'm going to be teaching at Tandy Leather, because that way some of y'all can come and take a class from me, and it might be pretty cool. Thank you, Brissy girl. Okay, next question.
How much product did you make when you start?
How much what?
Product.
Did what?
Did you make when you started?
Ooh, okay, that kind of makes me wish I had the picture pulled up.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Millions of questions.
Okay, whenever we first started, We probably went to the show, like, it was the craft show that we went to. We probably went with like $2,000 worth of inventory.
Give Lewis Baker a shout out to those guys.
Hey, Lewis Baker. And, who's Lewis Baker?
No idea.
Okay. That's fair. I highly recommend going to a Renaissance fair to anybody who hasn't.
Next question.
Okay.
Who do you choose to go through on AliExpress? Most of the ones I seem to find take over a month to deliver.
The question is, how do I choose sellers on AliExpress? Because most of them take a month to deliver. That's pretty standard. They are literally shipping it on a slow boat from China. Some of the sellers will have specials or will regularly ship expedited if you purchase like $100 or more. So it's just kind of shop around and find out what works best for you.
Also, can you do a tutorial on shapes?
Excuse me. The question is, can I do a tutorial on wire wrapping a teardrop shaped stone? Yes. Come on, tripod. There we go. Maybe I can... Oh, my allergies are killing me today. Can I have an alert, honey? Sorry, I'm like... It's hitting me in waves. I'm becoming increasingly, like...
Do you know how to crochet a blanket that has squares all over?
The question is, do I know how to crochet a certain type of blanket? Honestly, I kind of just make it up as I go. I'm not good at reading patterns or anything. That's why, if y'all have noticed, I don't have any crochet tutorials. And that's because I know where my strong suits are, and crochet is one of the things that I do for fun, but it is not a strong suit.
Where do you get your square wire?
The question is, where do I get my square wire? I get my square wire from parawire.com. I use their square enameled copper.
It's 3 o'clock, so 3 a.m. is going to be miserable.
Okay.
What song do you keep humming?
Can you block Con Maka for me? The question is, what song do I keep humming? It's Manati by Fat Rat. It is like the bomb. My most favoriteest song ever. It makes me so happy. Doesn't matter what kind of mood I'm in. But it's just like, it's my jams. Actually, everything by Fat Rat is pretty amazing.
Where do you get your ring displays from?
My ring displays? These ones? I got from a friend, Jill. She gave it to me in a big tidy cat container full of treasure. Used to, I'd get, whenever we first got our displays, we got them from Fire Mountain Gems, but now I'm a huge fan of Store Supply Warehouse, which I have one of their catalogs right here, actually. Store Supply Warehouse. They're the bomb diggity. They're who we got all of our grid walls from. They have all sorts of like displays and products and such. Some of the things you can find better prices for online. Huh?
Pamela came in, so did you show off my stuff I sent you? I'm proud of it.
Hey, yeah. I don't know if it was from you, Pamela, because it was from Pamela. Was this you? Because this was all we had in it was Zenta. I don't know if it's the same person. So. Okay, next question. Did I answer the question?
Can you convert a crochet pattern or a knitting pattern to a crochet pattern?
The question is, can you convert a knitting pattern to a crochet pattern? I don't really know. I started knitting because I wanted to be able to do like the cabling to get it to look like Celtic knots, and that was something that I couldn't figure out how to do with crochet. But for like, I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask on that one. Like, you could try, I'm sure.
Will you come to the Colorado Ren Fair, please?
I would love to go to the Colorado Ren Fair, but that's a really far drive for us. But we'll check it out, see when it is and everything. It might be cool to just go. Uh-huh.
What are good items to make for the Ren Fair?
The question is, what are good items to make for the Ren Fair? And I personally have had a lot better of an experience just creating things that were true to me as an artist, like things that I enjoy and that I felt, hey, I'm gonna make this. So like we do a lot of anime conventions. We don't carry anything in our booth that's anime specific. So you don't feel like that because you're going to the Ren Fair you have to have like Renaissance-y things, because if everybody did that, everybody'd have the same stuff at the Ren Fair. So just make, you know, stuff that you feel inspired to make, and that gives you a product that you can stand behind. Your passion to what you're doing will show through in the final piece. And yeah, so that's the best advice I can give. Now, I don't know if I do a whole lot of, some of the Ren Fairs are a good bit more particular about like don't have cyberpunk, you know, circuit board black latex outfits and stuff. It's like, I mean, they're gonna want stuff that looks historic, but you could do recreation pieces of historic things. But for the most part, I just make stuff that that I think looks kind of elven and fun and nice. Okay, next question.
Just got here. I'm not sure if it was answered, but will you put a tutorial out on your leather vest?
The question is about my leather vest. We will have it coming out. It's taken a little longer than anticipated. Welcome to my life. But it will be coming out. I have a couple more things to shoot, but expect it soon. Like, I really wanted to put together a good tutorial for you guys, and I think that this one's going to have I think it's going to be helpful to y'all. So I don't know if, for those of y'all who follow along with my videos, I'm sure you've noticed I've been experimenting with multiple camera angles. I think I finally have that figured out. Maybe, I don't know. Like, okay, next question. No, the winner for the giveaway was, oh, where is he at? Was John Klatt. He was one of our $5 subscribers. Okay. Next question.
Next question is, are you playing Minecraft?
I'm not playing Minecraft. Like, I don't have any games. Like, sometimes I play Smite with Randy, but other than that, I don't really have any time to play, like, games, like, or anything. Like, I read books whenever I have some downtime or practice one of my instruments, but I like watching some of the Let's Plays, though. Pamela, yours hasn't arrived yet. I'm so sorry. I thought it was from you because it had, like, a screen name. But I will hopefully check the post office. Okay.
Next is, have you ever done any wolf eyes?
The question is, have I ever done, like, any anime style wolf eyes? I haven't, but I think that'd be really cool.
Okay, this question is, does your allergy pill work? I need to find one for my husband that works.
I am not a paid promoter for pharmaceuticals, but I use Alivert D12, and that stuff works. Like, you have to get it over the counter, and some of the places now are even requiring a prescription, because I guess you can make, like, drugs out of it. But I don't know. I just know that whenever we get sick and we're full on congested, it decongests us to where we can actually breathe to, like, go to sleep or to function. For like a solid 12 hours. Like, it's like clockwork. You know exactly whenever it has stopped working. Hey Muggsy, it's good to see you.
Next question is, what is your biggest inspiration?
The question is, what is my biggest inspiration? And I have to say nature. Like, nature is just beautiful without even thinking about it. Like, every flower, every tree, every person, just everything is just amazing. Like, the way that vines, like, kind of tendril and wrap around, and it's so, like, organic and growing. And then the order that comes out of the chaos of that, too. So, like, the meticulous chainmail and the kind of contrast between the patterns and everything. It's just, I don't know. Life is beautiful, and it's talking to y'all and seeing through y'all's perspective of everything is really, like, I don't know. I get inspired by everything. So it's I don't know. Lord of the Rings, we pull a lot in, like, high fantasy and stuff. I really like a lot of the aesthetic that it's it's not always just about being efficient. Sometimes you can focus on making something beautiful just for the sake of being beautiful. So, okay, next question.
Next question
Mhm.
is, what instruments do you play?
Oh, the question is, what instruments do I play? I'm glad you didn't ask what instruments I play well, because that's a much shorter list. I've played the flute ever since elementary school, and still really enjoy it, but I don't know, it's become a little harder on my hands, and it's not as fun to play just by myself, as it was whenever I was part of a full ensemble. So I have an ocarina and an Irish penny whistle that I really enjoy. The penny whistle has like a drone off on the side of it, so that's really fun. I'm learning the guitar and piano because a lot of what's going on those instruments translates almost directly over to my harp. And I'm also learning the violin. So it's like dabbling here and there, but like whenever you learn a chord combination on the piano, it's those same notes on the guitar. And I'm actually practicing the violin and the mandolin like simultaneously. It really helps and is a huge blessing that my stepdad has been a professional musician for most of his life. And is now a professional truck driver, so he gets to go to all these different pawn shops and stuff, and he's just like, anytime that I'm like, I think I'm gonna learn the violin, he's like, well, I have this one, do you want to use it? And I'm like, oh yeah. So it's I can finally get to where I can make a couple of different tones on the violin, but I don't get to practice as much as I would like, which is lamentable, but my own fault, because I'm like, if I could just focus for like 5 minutes, who knows what I could accomplish. Next question.
Promoting what you do, but family and friends don't really do Facebook. Did you have time to add more pictures of your completed projects to your Instagram account?
The question is, can I add more pictures of my products to my Instagram? I'd really like to do that. I probably should. I'm trying to right now we're in the beginning of redoing our website. And so I'm trying to do a website that I can update.
Wait, fixing our website now?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Randy just found out we're redoing the website, and now he's crying. Oh, don't cry, honey. I love you. Please stop crying. Oh, don't be sad. He just looked at me all teary-eyed like, I don't think you love me. I do, though. I'm laughing at his misery, but I do love him. So, I'm hoping that we can do something with the website that whenever I post to the website, it also can be shared to all of the different social media platforms simultaneously. That way it doesn't take me 2 hours to post something online. Which I guess we could do that with Etsy. I've actually been considering moving back over to the Etsy platform. Well, just for until we get the website. So like for like the scale mail rings and stuff and different things, like some of the different products. But we're trying to figure it out, faking it till we're making it, you guys. So we really do appreciate you being patient with us. Next question.
Any tips on mint-stone/crystals with gears and mechanical elements for a steampunk piece?
The question is, what recommendations do I have for stones and crystals to go with gears and things for a steampunk piece? I personally love the way amber looks in a steampunk piece because it's a very clashing of elements. Steampunk is very mechanical and man-made, and amber, I mean, it's fossilized life, tree sap, resin, so it's like this merging of mechanic and organic looks so cool. But I also really like a good glowy toxic green. So it's like whatever you like. Labradorite always looks really nice because it has a nice luminescence, or labradorescence actually. And on that same tone, sunstone or rainbow moonstone, opalite, just whatever you think is pretty. Like, next question.
I'm in the same ballpark. I'm working on a steampunk Victorian costume. Do you have any ideas on what kind of accessories I could go with my dress?
What kind of accessories?
Yeah.
The question's about designing a Victorian steampunk outfit and how to accessorize it. And a lot of this actually stems back to character design. What is your your costume defines your character. Are you on safari? Are you a airship captain? Are you an airship mechanic? You know, these different roles are going to define what different accessories you have on your body. If you're you know, a merchant class, you know, like high-end merchant class like lady, who like kind of delegates to other people, you may not necessarily have you know, wrenches and stuff all over your costume. Whereas if you're a mechanic, you may not necessarily have the 8-inch high heel, you know, stiletto shoes or a steel bone corset. I'm not judging your cosplay. I'm just saying, Randy looks pretty good in 8-inch heel. he doesn't think I'm funny at all. I said, you don't think I'm funny at all?
No, not really.
He's like, this isn't funny, Vaughn. But, you know, it's like you might have steel-toed boots. Like, make the costume match the character. And so that's something that is can be fun to think about. Some people get really stressed and overwhelmed with thinking about the purpose of a character. And I'm like, I just want it to be pretty. And if that's the case, just make it however you think is pretty. Next question.
You post on YouTube more regularly. Does this help you out somehow?
The question is, I post on YouTube more regularly. Does that help me out? Well, I don't know. I had heard from other YouTubers that they had success with posting daily, and so right from the get-go, I started posting daily. It seems to have worked out pretty well considering, and I think different things will work for different people. And I've had some folks express some serious distress at me posting so much different stuff, but at the same time, like, this is just what's going, like, this channel is unfiltered, like, what's going on in our life and what I want to show you guys how to make and what's going on in the garden. And, you know, so sometimes I mix in some yoga and hooping and music. It's just, this is just me, you guys. Like, I don't really know what to do about that. But with posting daily, we have had the growth from at the beginning of 2017. We had just hit 5,000 subscribers. And then if we're real lucky, maybe by the end of today, we might have 30,000. Like, we're less than 100 away from having 30,000 subscribers. You guys, that's phenomenal. Like, I can't even finish a sentence. Like, I don't know how to cope with that. Like, so I'm just gonna sit back and keep doing what I'm doing, because obviously some of y'all like it. I'm enjoying doing it. Teaching tutorials and sharing my experience with my garden has really re-inspired me, you know, because like for 8 years we were doing the convention circuit and it was like exactly what we wanted, and then last year felt like work, but not just work, but like hard work. Like, we were really on the grindstone and we were on the road a lot, and a lot of the things that we love were always the first things that got kind of sacrificed and put on the back burner. So it's like my music, my yoga, Randy's gaming. His most recent game system is like a PS2 and a GameCube. Like, he hasn't been able to, because he's like, I don't have time, so why am I even going to buy it? And so one of our roommates and good friends, whenever they moved out, actually left him his Xbox 360. And Randy still hasn't had a chance to play it. So I was like, he hasn't even plugged it in. And it's like, because we're so concentrated and devoted onto our business that it's like, well... And so by staying home more and focusing on YouTube, we've been able to cut back to doing just one show a month, which is really nice because now I can keep chickens. We don't have to have a roommate. It's just, we're home more. I've been able to pick back up on my yoga practice. I got my Master Gardener certification. Like, so yes, posting daily on YouTube has really, I think, benefited us, because by posting every day, if I mess up today, I know to do better tomorrow. If I mess up tomorrow, I know more what to do better the day after that. And that's the learning curve that I personally function best on, is You know, because if I screw up and have to wait a week to kind of try something new, I have that whole week of like, oh God, I'm garbage. Like, does that make sense? And so whereas if I just get right back up and keep going, then like that's just how I function. So it might not work for other people, but it's been working out pretty well for me. Randy actually started his YouTube channel at the beginning of March, and he almost has 100 subscribers over on his video game channel. And again, he's been posting daily. He started off having the cell phone kind of like positioned, like recording, because he didn't know about screen capture, one that would work on his computer. So, you know, it's like he's also experienced a great, you know, expedition of his learning curve too. So some folks function differently, I guess. So, okay, next question.
Next question is, I have an Etsy store as well as one on Facebook too. Other than Etsy, have you used like eBay or sales?
The question is, other than Etsy, what other sites have I used for sales? Let me see. We have eBay, but I don't like them. It's just me. I honestly couldn't give you a good reason except for that, like, I sold like 3 things and had to pay almost $10 in fees. Which was like, well, one of the sales was a $10 sale, so that's totally offset. And Artfire is pretty good, but currently we use Weebly, and I'm thinking about looking into Squarespace, because we use Square to take card transactions in our booth, and it would make my paperwork a whole lot easier if it's just all through the same person. So if I could only have to deal with Square and PayPal and Google at the end of the year, that would be really nice. Next question.
Advice for, oh wait, hold on. Have you ever thought about making feather wings for like an angel?
Yes. Okay, the question is, have I ever... There's ice in my mouth. The question is, have I ever thought about making feather wings for angels? And I just got a big old bag of turkey feathers that I don't know what I'm gonna do with, but I was thinking about making some like really cool like fairy hawk wings or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, next question.
Okay, next question. Do you have any advice for someone starting out with chain mail and wire wrapping? What is the best, the easiest to learn? Also, what's the best one method for beginners? Air dry or oven bake?
The best polymer clay that I can recommend for beginners is oven bake, because that way you can come back to a project the next day and continue working on it and not having to worry about it drying out on you. There's another question about what chainmail would I recommend to beginners, and honestly, the one that interests you the most, because your enthusiasm will take you much farther than being like, oh well, this is easy. So, but if you are looking for just easy, spiral chain, Byzantine, and regular old 4-in-1 are really great beginner weaves, because all the different techniques that you'll be learning in these ones can translate into more complicated tutorials. What was it? Oh, and then projects for wire wrapping. That's hard. Let me think. Oh gosh, again, whatever interests you the most. Like, make something that you'll wear, because it's like, if you don't wear finger rings, don't make a finger ring, because you won't be able to test it out. Like something that the first couple things that I usually make whenever I'm making something is like a bracelet, because it's like a necklace but shorter. So if you run out of endurance for a piece, it's okay. It's only like 7 to 8 inches long, not, you know, a 20-inch long necklace. And that way, also, by the time you get done with it, you'll be able to see notable improvement from the first end to the other end. Oh my gosh, you can see like my baskets and stuff rolling around on the board. Just wind is something else today. But like maybe just doing the little like link bracelets. Do I have one over here? Let me rummage through. Yeah, so I've shown you guys how I like to be organized. This is how I actually am organized. Emphasis on not actually being organized at all. At all. At all. Like, this is a nightmare. So just saying. if I can find anything. This is a style of ear that I'm going to be doing in a future tutorial, just so you guys know. This is a pretty good beginner project, the herringbone stuff. I'm trying to find a wrapped loop for y'all, and I'll be darned if I just can't find one. You took all my loops? Why for, Randy? This is a pretty fun chainmail weave too, if you can see. I don't have it in here, but just some little wrapped loops are really fun, and you can make a lot of different stuff out of them. Do I have any in here? But like, again, this is how I'm organized. Okay, next question. Thank you.
What's your favorite place to get beads?
My favorite place to get beads? Honestly, I go like just wild in Michael's whenever they're having their half off sale. Like, I love getting to touch the beads. But also, like, just going to, like, regional gem and mineral shows or rock shows is really fun. What am I even looking for? This is really cute. I should do a tutorial on how to do that. Do y'all like that? Can you even see what's happening there? Ah, it's so pretty. I like that. I think that's like a 16 gauge wire though. Okay, focus, Fawn. We can do this. But yeah, it's just someplace where you can see the beads in person is really fun. Next question?
I work with polymer clay and I lost motivation. Do you lose motivation sometimes? If so, how do you overcome?
The question is about losing motivation in a medium. The person asking the question says they're working with polymer clay and they've completely lost. They're like, meh, that happens so much. And that's why I kind of do like a bunch of different stuff, because it's like, I started off with bead stringing, which got old pretty quick, because it's like beads are really pretty, but I was limited to beads that already existed on the market. And so I started doing macrame, because then I could kind of make up whatever knots I wanted to do around the beads. And then I got into wire wrapping, because that way I was like, well, this bead doesn't have a hole in it. What am I going to do? Wrap it. And wire wrapping opened up this whole nother channel into doing all sorts of stuff that it was a lot more creative than just working with the beads. So maybe try making some, what I would do if I were working with polymer clay and we're in a little bit of a rut, is I would try making some of my own polymer clay cabochons and wire wrapping them just to see what happens, because you could buy like one spool of wire and make infinite things with all the different polymer clay options that are out there. And kind of, it gives you just another medium to make a hybrid piece, to make it more exciting and new for you. Because it's like, after wire wrapping, we got into chainmail. So I was like, man, this is like really tedious. Let's do something more tedious. So we started doing chainmail, and that was a way that I could diversify, because I was like, I want something other than just wire wrapped. And then from chainmail, we got into polymer clay, and then we got into leather working, and now it's like I can make something polymer clay to use in a leather piece, or I can wire wrap something to hang on macrame, or it's like just addicting, so addicting. And then whenever everything else is said and done, I get out my colored pencils and just draw for a bit. It's like, because sometimes you need to sit back and breathe and just take a break and just let yourself get re-inspired by something. There's nothing wrong with that. That's whenever I usually go out to the garden and muck about with the chickens and grow some food and say hey to the bugs, feed the mosquitoes, kind of stuff. So
I just bought some druzy quartz pendants.
Ooh.
What wire wrap should I do to show them?
The question is, I just bought some druzy quartz pendants. What kind of wire wrapping should I do to show them off? I don't know. I personally have quite a few different tutorials out now on different ways to wrap stuff, both simplistic and ornate. But there's a lot of good Henna Nicole, Aubrey. Can't remember her last name. It starts with a B, but I can't pronounce it. I'm a horrible friend, but I kind of stalk her on Facebook. She's got a couple of really good, quite a few good tutorials out. A lot of it just depends on, maybe scout around on Pinterest or just Google wire wrapped druzy and see what other people have done and see what inspires you, and then kind of take that and then go from there. So yeah. Next question.
Okay, here's a question you may be able to answer. Do angel wings feathers go in a different direction than fairy wing feathers? Seriously, I keep trying to figure this out.
Okay. The question is, do angel wing feathers go in a different direction than fairy wing feathers? Most of the angel wings that I've seen that are most convincing are actually modeled after realistic bird wings. And a lot of the fairy wings are based, of course, on very fantastical. It's a fairy, it can do whatever it wants. Like, I mean, it's defying the law of physics already. So, I mean, technically it could have like a propeller on its head and it would still count. Which might be a cool fairy idea. But, and some, like, fairies and stuff are just, like, self-propelled. Like, I mean, Peter Pan and stuff, he's not exactly a fairy, but his mode of flight is not wing-based. So, whereas Tink, she has, like, much more dragonfly wings. Some fairies might have much more butterfly. It's... So, yeah, the feathers can go in all different directions. But for the most part, I personally, as a designer, try to make stuff look as convincing as possible. So it's like I try to make the wings a little bit more proportionate or in line with what might actually be going on with the fairy. Like if it were a more aquatic type fairy, I would do something probably a little bit more streamlined with like beetle or dragonfly wings, because they aren't so easily laden with water the way that feather wings can be. Okay. Next question.
Have you ever made a birdhouse or wind chime?
The question is, have I ever made a birdhouse or wind chime? When we lived in Tennessee, I had done a couple of birdhouses out of gourds that were really fun. And then I made that wind chime out of keys. That was a lot of fun. Not as much as I'd like to. I really want to tackle a bamboo wind chime, because I can't find any bamboo wind chimes that aren't like tropical themed. And I'm like, I like bamboo, but I don't want coconuts on it. And I think that's fair. Like, so we'll see. But if I make one, I will definitely share my process with y'all, because I think that's the best way for me to learn from you guys, is to be like, this is what I did. What would you do? Like, let's brainstorm. Next question.
Did you get a tattoo on your arm?
Oh.
Well, just kidding. What's written on your arm?
It's not a tattoo. It's henna body art. I'll actually be having a time-lapse video come out in the next couple of days. Like, I think tomorrow, actually, maybe, or the next day. I'm not certain yet. And henna is a plant-based paste that I make that's, lots of people make it, but I make mine with henna powder and lemon juice and some different essential oils, and then you leave the paste on there and it stains your skin. And it's just kind of Celtic knotwork and some different runes that I don't have it written out to spell anything specifically, but with the traditional Teutonic runes, the rune, yes, represents a sound and even a letter, but it also represents a concept. Like, an example here is Uruz is the auroch, or like, which is like this big, like, bison-y creature, so it represents strength. And so I really liked more of the concept of, like, the abstract. It's not a word, it's a thing, it's a feeling. So it's like strength and victory and courage and all of the things that we could all use more of sometimes. And then blooming, just, I don't know, I was having fun. So it doesn't say anything, I don't think. Not anything coherent, at least.
By the way, Vaughn, your eye makeup is looking fab today.
Oh, thank you. It's amazing what you can do with some eyeliner. Like, that's all we did today, is I did a little bit of shimmer, some eyeliner, and some mascara. And I darkened my eyebrows, because during the summer like this, my eyebrows actually go blonde, which makes me look like I don't have any, which I look kind of creepy without my eyebrows. So I guess because they're very expressive, and so it's like, I don't know, I should draw on really angry eyebrows one day and see what happens. Or like, oh, very surprised. Like, I have too much fun with this sometimes.
Are more like butterflies.
It depends on the fairy. I actually have a picture tucked away of a fairy that I made who had dragonfly wings, but Like a fairy who is from the desert or from a very windy area might have very different wings from a butterfly who's from like a jungle where there's not as much wind. You know, it's just like how regionally different species are different. I imagine regionally different fairies are different too. So
Do you still have your hair?
no, it faded out. Like, I don't know, do I? Oh, touches. Because I actually cut my hair because it was getting pretty long, but like kind of scraggly on the ends. And I wear it up so much anyways, I was like, I'll just trim it down so my bun's not so heavy. But I'm actually going to have one of my friends come and help me actually like properly bleach it. The question is, do I have a recipe for mixing henna or a video? I have a video of me making the cones, but this last time I did a big batch of henna. Oh no, my battery's power is low. Last time I mixed up henna, I mixed up like about like 10 pounds of it. So I haven't had, sorry, I'm plugging in the phone real quick. So I haven't had to mix more up. Whenever I do, I will share that process with y'all. Are you charging? No, you're not charging. Right? Because you're not plugged in. Okay.
Do you ever make anything out of wood?
The question is, do I ever make anything out of wood? Are you charging now? Why? You're charging. Okay. Sometimes, not as much as I'd like to. I really enjoy wood burning. It's like my favorite winter kind of project to do because the iron keeps my hand warm. And it's just, but I haven't gotten as much into wood carving and stuff as I would like. So, but yeah, just wood burning.
Do you have any more Dragonite tutorials coming soon?
The question is, do I have any more Dragonite tutorials coming soon? And yes, but I can't give any specific dates because I live in a chaotic mess, and am not good at like making obligations. I actually have a project. One of the pieces that I had to return was a custom order for a lady that I was really excited about doing, but it took me like 2 months and I still hadn't gotten to it because, and that's why we've closed our custom requests currently, is like I'm not taking any more payment for custom work unless you know that it's going to take like 2 months for me to get to it and you just want to hold your place in line. I refunded their payment, but I still wanted to make that bracelet for her, so I think I'm going to make it. It's like, but don't tell her, it's kind of a surprise. Unless she's watching this, in which case, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Next question.
So awesome in the video. Did you explain why you like this stuff on your own?
Why I what?
Like this stuff on your own?
Oh no, the henna video that I'll be doing is a time lapse, and so it's just got like some chilled out music in the background, because it took me like 20 minutes to do it, so I like trimmed it down so it's only like a minute long video. But I really liked just the lotus and the spirals and the, I don't know, art's not real. This is gonna sound dopey, but art's not really something that I think about. It's what I do when I just want to experience and just be. Like, it's truly, I'm most in the moment when I'm creating something. I'm not worried about what has been or what will be. It's just right there. And I think that's why I do it so much, because the whole rest of the time I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe what I said, or oh my god, what's gonna happen? And so it's like, whereas when I'm just creating, I'm just like, I'm right there. All of me is right there. Which, like, you can ask Randy, never happens. Does that ever happen any other time in my life? That I'm completely focused on one thing? Yeah, no. That doesn't. But if I'm dancing, if I'm musicking, or if I'm arting, I'm right there. And so,
Is it stenciled or freehand?
it's freehand. I don't like stencils for henna, because when I'm doing it in the booth, my hand is not the same as Randy's hand. It's not the same as a child's hand. And so a stencil doesn't translate well in between. You know, what if you wanted this but farther up your arm? I would make it to fit your arm. So it's more challenging, but I enjoy it. And I also feel like I can't charge as much for stuff that's just stenciled. Like, I personally would be like, why are you charging, I mean, is a stencil. So it makes me feel more confident in my work to do it free-handed. Next question.
The fan you met in St. Louis said that her henna's foot, everything came out.
It wasn't Andrea. It was Andrea?
I think so.
Was that the person's?
I think so.
It was so nice to get to meet you, though. Like, I can't remember the specific pronunciation of your name, except for that it is not Andrea. It's prettier than Andrea. So, okay. Question is, any tips on organizing? For me, it helps putting like with like. Andrea. Boom! You're beautiful and I love you. Ah! So, and I hope you enjoy your free prints. Everybody, you should be a little jealous. Andrea and I got to hang out in St. Louis a little bit. It was a lot of fun. This is a drawer right here that I have some of my polymer clay stuff in. And with most things, it kind of evolved and also needs organized. Oh my god. Don't judge me too hard, guys. But it's like all my cutout stuff, all my blades, the different things that I like to use for imprinting, the clamps and knobs for my pasta machine.
It looks like a drawer of death.
Did somebody say that?
No, that's what
Oh,
I'm
Randy's saying it looks like a drawer of death and tetanus, which it technically is, but it's also all of my polymer clays. You're such a jerk. I love you. And then over here, you can kind of, ooh, don't look at that. It's such a, that's my life though. Y'all know me by now. Over here, again, you can kind of see, this is how I store all of my polymer clay, and I have like the names written on the boxes, but then I have all my leatherworking stuff, because this is my leatherworking surface. Let's see if I can't back that up a bit. Oh, did it? What did?
What
are you talking about? Okay. But I also do polymer clay on the same stone surface as what I do my leatherworking on, and I use a lot of my leatherworking tools on my polymer clay. So, kind of let your space evolve.
Wow, okay.
What?
I've been streaming for 2 hours.
An hour 40.
Okay, well let's finish through these.
Okay, I'm gonna finish these last bits of questions, and then we have to go because we have we've still got to go get groceries today.
What's your next video you're planning?
Do what?
What's the next video you're planning?
The next video that I'm planning, we're finishing up the leather vest tutorial. I have editing to do on a Japanese weave tutorial, and then we're going to be doing a couple more wire wrapped and chainmail tutorials, and just, I don't know, I got like 2 days, that's it. That's all I've planned. And which is horrible because we're going to be in Phoenix for like a week, so I have no idea. I'm panicking again. It'll be fine, we'll figure it out.
Hey, what do you think about dream catchers? Do you think they actually work? Have you made one?
The question is, what do I think about dream catchers? Do they work? And have you actually made one? There are a lot of different props that I feel like people use to accomplish a lot of different things. So whenever it's stuff like, and this is something that Randy told me to never talk about because we're not supposed to talk about religion and stuff, but it's kind of spirituality more than anything. Randy's over there going, what are you doing? I believe in the power of symbols to activate things within us. It's like smelling cookies and thinking of like your grandma's house or something. It's, the power isn't in the cookies. The power is in the memories that it evokes, everything that it evokes within you. So if having a dream catcher makes you feel more restful, more peaceful, more protected, then that's what it's doing. So I can't judge the internal reaction that something is having in someone else. It might not have the same effect for me, but if it does it for you, go for it. You do you, honey. So that's kind of, I don't know, it sounds very vague and non-committal, but like these little glass balls that you see hanging everywhere were made by a friend of ours in Springfield who we only really get to see once a year, and he and his wife always trade us for like a bunch of jewelry for some of the glass balls, but like to some people those would be like, they're supposed to catch like negative energy and stuff, and it's like, I don't know about that, but I know that every time I look at them I think they're beautiful, and it reminds me of a friendship that I value, and it makes me happy, and to me that's kind of magical, you know. It's like that, something as simple as a glass bauble can pull me up out of feeling kind of crummy sometimes, you know. That's pretty neat. And that's why I have my house plastered in them, because I think they're pretty and they make me happy. And sometimes that's all the motivation a person needs. So that's all the motivation I need. It's like, hey, that's pretty. Do what?
Where did you get the shallow wooden drawers behind you?
Ooh, where did I get these? Well, it was the same place I got. Was it Dick Blick? Or Jerry's Artorama is where I got these. And I love them. Oh my god, they are my favorite, most favorite fits. All of my charcoal graphite paintbrushes. These little dividers are removable, so you can like customize it. Is my absolute favorite, you guys. And they stack in a way that I can't push this one off because it has a little lip holding it onto the... It's just... Now, it might not be the best for like a travel setup, but for being here at home, they're perfect. I wish everything in my life were this perfect. Like, oh, colored pencils, how I love the... It was a gift from Randy, too, so again... Okay.
This is kind of a two-parter.
Okay, next question. Two-parter. Let's go.
Do you make more revenue from YouTube Live than other tutorials?
Oh.
And the second part is, how can we support you other than buying from your store?
Okay. The question is, do I make more revenue from YouTube Live than I do from other tutorials? I don't really know. Like, I haven't looked at it as much because I feel like the content in these tutorials is not necessarily like as concentrated as in an actual tutorial, but I get to interact with you guys, and that has a lot of value to me. A way that, in the second part of the question, is how can y'all support me aside from just buying stuff from my store, and that is Patreon. 100% Patreon. You can support Randy too, because he also buys me things. I love this man so much. But on Patreon, all you have to do is pledge $1 a month. Get your name in the hat for our Fairy House giveaways. If you pledge $10 or more, you actually get something mailed to you every month, like kits and materials and stuff. Like I've been putting together some little chainmail kits for some of our pledgers and stuff. And that's like the Celtic Star kit on our website. But it's every month we do something different. You can actually request if you're like, I just want a gift this month. Or if you're like, I'm getting into leatherworking, send me something. Then we send you something based off of the value that you've donated. And then if you pledge $5 a month, it puts your name into all of our giveaways 5 times. So greatly increases your chance of winning. But I don't have to mail something out every month because it's like we spent $200 this month on shipping to our Patreon, which is fantastic. But I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. Like, our mailman's like, thank you for your business. Like, we have to tell you guys a story real quick because my battery's at like 9% and dropping. We took a bunch of stuff to the post office. Was it last month?
Yeah, something like that.
And to ship it, and it was like, the lady was like, you know, you can do this online. And we were like, yeah, I know, because we had like 40 items, and we were taking up a lot of like space in line, time in line. And then we got it all together into the mailman. And
the next month,
and we were handing it to him, and he was like, you know, you can do this at the post office. And we were like, I know. So there's no winning. Next question, and then we're gonna have to wrap it up.
I've been making dragon eyes from your tutorial. But you use black gel polish. Don't you need a black light to cure the gel polish?
The question is about the gel polish that we use in our dragon eyes. I use the Magic Gel by Sally Hansen. That it does not require any kind of special lighting. It just has a very thick texture and consistency, so it's really great for globbing up on the back. But I have found that if I leave any nail polish curing like on the eyes out on my sunny front porch in direct sunlight, it cures so much faster and so much harder. So it doesn't need any kind of special lighting, but it does cure faster if you have some UV exposure. So I think that's everybody. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. This is a little bit longer of a live stream than what we planned, but I've been having a good time. I hope you guys enjoy our free tutorials and continue to create, and just happy crafting all around. We've got a lot more gardening stuff coming up too now that it's actually in the ground, and I'm actually going to be able to do some comparisons between straw bale and in-ground gardening, just all sorts of stuff, new content every day, you guys. I want to check real quick and see if we have hit, I really wanted to hit our goal of 30,000 subscribers while live streaming, and I don't know if that has happened. So I'm going to refresh this page real quick and see what is going on. I know I'm at 8% battery. Stop yelling at me, phone.
So do you care if I plug my Patreon on your page?
Yes, please. Take this opportunity, Randy. Do you want me to point the camera at you? And you can, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because people can... I love your face. They might like you, too. Look it, guys. This is Randy. He's my friend.
So I'm also doing a Patreon thing, but you don't get entered into Vaughn's giveaways and such through mine. Instead, I have a bit of an art addiction problem.
Randy gives away free prints on his Patreon page, and he's awesome. Please go show him some love and support him. He's Randy Vaughn here on YouTube.
Got 3 supporters, which is awesome.
But we need some more competition.
Yeah, I've got way more prints than just 3.
Like, these 3 people who support him on Patreon are soon going to have an art problem of their own. So get in on the action while you can, guys. Randy's awesome. He's learning as he goes, doing his channel. He does such a good job. How do I use the internet? We're still at 29,072. So I was wrong. I thought it was 100 away. We're like 900 away. It'll happen. We'll get there. But that was gonna be, I was gonna do like a really big giveaway for our 30,000 milestone, because that's kind of a huge deal to me, and to Randy. But thank you guys so much again for all of your support and encouragement. Please check us out on Patreon if you do want to support more of our tutorials, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. So happy crafting, everybody. Bye. Yeah, I want to stop streaming.